One of the aspects in our upcoming game called Cave Masters is the ability to get companions. And I feel like when you initially think of companions in games, you either think of something like Pokemon or Digimon, or on the other side of the spectrum, you think of something like Atreus from God of War or Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. Both of these do a fantastic job in doing what they're doing. But with Cave Masters, we want to take a different approach. We want to do something that's more of a combination of those two genres that I mentioned, but we also obviously want to make sure we do it well. So today I wanted to break down the plans we have for this companion system to hopefully get some feedback from you guys. I want to break down what we want to do and see who has done what we want to do well. Before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know we started streaming over on Twitch and on YouTube, so if you're into that, hit that subscribe button here and over on Twitch. We'll have a link in the description below. Also, we started a Discord page, so again, link below. Go join the Discord. There's already a bunch of people in there, and we'd love to talk to you. We have updates on Cave Masters and all the stuff we're doing, so go check it out. Let's get into it. The first game that I wanted to talk about that kind of does what we're looking to do is Crosscode. If you have not played Crosscode, it is an amazing game. It's an RPG and it just does abilities and all that stuff in such a great way. Another thing that it does in a really cool way, and what we are trying to replicate obviously, is how it has its party system or its companions. In Crosscode, you can have multiple people on your team, and how these people interact with your team is more of an assistant, or they assist you in battle. You don't control them at all. You don't decide the moves they do. They just assist you in attacking the enemy. And they have dialogue and stuff that interacts with the story. This is such a good idea. And all on the side, you can see their magic and their health, and a really good job at making them feel like they're on your party and that they're their own entity. This is really the gold standard of what we kind of want to do in our game. It is actually probably almost too much of what we want, but it does it so well, and this is kind of what we're looking to replicate. The other game that I wanted to kind of mention, and is kind of a weird mention, but Minecraft and how you get dogs. I know it's so random and kind of completely different from Crosscode, but dogs assist you in Minecraft. They will help you fight, they'll guard you, you know, they're kind of just your buddy, and you can name them. Now you can put armor on them, you can color them differently, there's different colors. This is obviously all sort of new to Minecraft, but you can have a bunch of allies. You can have a pack of dogs with you, you know, as you go and fight. And this is kind of what we're looking to do with Cave Masters and companions. I think we would want a little more than what Minecraft is doing, but this is kind of the idea we have in having companions with you in this game. So with those games in mind and using them as kind of something to look to as far as what we want to have in Cave Masters, this is where our game is at right now. Right now, you find these companions all throughout the dungeons you enter. You can have as many companions as you can find, and they're a different color than the original enemy. Right now, they are just enemy variants. There's really nothing special about when you obtain them. You can't do anything with them. All they do is assist you in fighting. And that's really the main mechanic of them. That's really what we want from them, but we want more from them, obviously. It's kind of the bare minimum, and I think this is where it kind of lacks. We need more. While there's an incentive to find companions, there's no real celebration for it. You know, it's basically like you're picking up an item right now. And obviously that will change, but how it changes is what's important. I think a game that does not do this well, and kind of the thing we want to avoid, is I feel like a lot of RPGs can get in the rut of having like an enormous amount of party members that you can get, and then you choose to put a set amount of characters on your party. So you'll have like 20 characters you can put in your party, but you only get to choose 4 of them. And then like all the rest of those, you know, 16 players or 16 characters, you never get to use because either they're just super low in level because you're not using them. It's just not a good feeling, and that's kind of what we want to avoid. Keeping that in the back of our head when we're going to make these decisions. So I think with what we know we want to avoid and realizing what we have, what do we think will actually add value to obtaining companions? I think one of the first things we want to add, and something that Crosscode and all the games that I mentioned like Atreus and Elizabeth, is good dialogue between the NPCs. Even if it's just, you know, like Pokemon making noises, dialogue to help give the companions life and personality. I think that small, tiny detail will go so far. Seeing how different creatures and companions will interact with each other and the player, I think people love that. especially when you look at games like the ones I just mentioned, like God of War with Atreus, and even like The Last of Us with Ellie. Those interactions between those two characters, they're amazing. Obviously, we're not going to get into as much depth as Atreus and Ellie, but just even a little bit of dialogue here and there will make those NPCs feel so much more alive, and that's what we want to do, even with just like text bubbles. The other thing we're going to have in our game is a camp you return to after you complete a dungeon. In this camp, you will be able to choose the kit you want to take into the next dungeon and just level up your stuff. I think a really cool thing in this could be maybe having the ability to level up your creatures back at camp. The only game I can think of that has done this well is Digimon Dawn. If you've played that game, it's another super niche game, but your Digimon go to camp when you're not using them, and it keeps them leveled up. I remember loving this because you could customize the camp and all your Digimon would gain levels while you're away. Obviously, we don't want to jump too far into that, but being able to choose companions when you go back to this camp to take along with you into the new dungeon, I think will also help you grow your connection with the companion. So far we have a small dialogue system, a leveling system, and I think the last thing we're kind of thinking of is how you obtain these companions. What is the best way to obtain these companions? We're not doing it like Pokemon, and we're not doing it like God of War or other games like that. We're kind of going down the middle. So this is kind of something we're still working on, but let us know what you guys think about this aspect. Maybe there would be secret rooms where you find these companions. We're just trying to figure out what is the best way and show that you have found something valuable. Yeah, that is something we're still working on. So those are the three things that we're looking to add in a positive way to make the experience of gaining companions exciting. And with that thought, we need to reflect on what matters. What matters most about getting these companions? What matters most about that experience? Because one of the main things we need to avoid is feature creep or overscoping. We need to make sure we're only taking the best and leaving behind the rest, because we don't want to spend too much time conflating this when it's really just is not the main aspect of the game. The main aspect is dungeon crawling and exploring dungeons and uncovering secrets. Uncovering companions and their secrets is part of it, but it's not the main thing. So we need to make sure we're finding that balance and completing that idea. This is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think about the ideas we talked about here. Which ones matter most? Which ones need to go? Right now, it's lackluster, and we need to fix that. So when we complete this idea, I will absolutely make an update to this video, but I really want to hear the feedback from you guys. Let me know in the comments. You can go play an older version of Cave Masters right now on our itch.io page. There's going to be a link in the description below. Leave a comment. Tell us how it is. Give us feedback. We want to hear it. Thank you guys for being here. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want more updates on Cave Masters. We love talking about it. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.